Dear students, very good morning to all of you. Welcome in the world of science. Today, we will learn about the chemistry in our daily life, chapter 5th, class 10th. As we know that chemicals are so important for all of us, we can't imagine the daily life without chemical. Even in every field of life, we need chemical like soap, detergent, clothes, a machine, fuel, when we fall ill, medicines, and many sweets. Everything is made up of chemicals. So, first of all, the basic point is what is acid, what is base, and what is salt. You know, acid, the mother word of acid is acidus. It's a Latin word. That's the meaning sour. When acids are sour in taste, it's found in acetic acid. In general term, we know vinegar. In tamarind, emily, we know tartaric acid. In orange, ascorbic acid, and everything. Acid is a chemically compound, usually a liquid that contains hydrogen and has a pH less than 7. Okay. So that means acid has less than 7 pH, while the second is bases. Bases start from B and its taste is bitter. B. कड़वे होते हैं ये. Acid turn blue litmus red, while base turn red litmus to blue. It's a soapy touch. For example, hydrogen oxide NaOH, or potassium hydroxide KOH, or aluminum hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. These are bases. The bases can neutralize acids and are soluble in water. Acids and bases are soluble in water both. If they contain high quantity of water, then these are called dilute. And the quantity of acid and bases are higher than water, then these are called concentrate. Concentrate means in Hindi term we can say gadha, and dilute we can say patla. When acid and base react, forms salt and water, and this reaction is known as neutralization reaction because we get water in this reaction. Okay. The melting and boiling point of salts are high. Generally, these are found in the form of crystalline. Crystalline water is also present in these crystals. The number of water molecules attached with the unit formula of salt is called water of crystallization. So our first point, acid, base and salt, completed. Now we come on another point, Arrhenius theory. In the year 1887, Arrhenius defined acid and base. According to Arrhenius, the substance which give hydrogen ion H plus or hydrolysis in aqueous solution are called acid, and substance which give hydroxyl ion OH minus or hydrolysis in aqueous solution is called bases. Means acid gives H plus while base give OH minus in aqueous solution. For example, if we take hydrochloric acid with HCl in aqueous media, it dissociates into H plus and Cl minus. Here hydrogen ion we are getting, that means HCl is acid. On the other hand, if we take potassium hydroxide KOH, and potassium hydroxide will be dissociated into K plus and OH minus, potassium and OH minus in aqueous solution. So here we are getting OH minus, and OH minus we get hydroxyl ion in the case of bases. So this was the Arrhenius theory of acid and base. So these are our bases. KOH, NaOH, CaOH whole twice, and NH4OH, that is respectively potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide. These all are bases, while hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, acetic acid, carbonic acid, these all are acids. So those bases which are completely ionized in aqueous solution are called strong bases, and those bases which are not completely ionized in aqueous solution is called weak bases. According to Anil, the reaction of acid and base, we have already told you, H plus and OH minus ions combine to form water, H2O. Here we are getting 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen. This reaction is called neutralization. It liberates heat, so it's exothermic in nature. Exothermic means heat liberate out. The concept of furnace is useful for those acid and bases which having H plus and OH ion respectively, but through this concept the nature of hydrogen, less acid and hydroxide, less base, does not clarify. It need to be obviously clarified, then a new concept was propounded. And what was that? It was Bronsted-Lowry concept of acid and bases. In the year 1874, Mr. Thomas M. Lowry was born, and John Bronsted was born in the year 1874. According to Bronsted-Lowry theory, acids are proton donor and bases are proton acceptor. Donor are those who give, and acceptor are those who are ready to take. So they propounded the concept of conjugate acids and conjugate base. For example, acid base and base acid, that means acid base is Ha and base acid means B, when react from A minus and Hb plus ion in form of conjugate. So this concept does not explain the nature of aprotic acid and bases such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, barium trifluoride, etc. Hence new concept of acid and bases on the basis of electron is further compounded. Lewis concept of acid and base. He was a third scientist. According to Lewis, he propounded his theory in the year 1923. Acids are those substances which accept electron pair, and bases are those substances which donate or group up electron pairs. Okay, it's very simple and acceptable. So the substance having H plus or OH minus are not only acid and bases. According to these concepts, the acids and bases property of substance without hydrogen can also be explained. And what is the general property? इनके सामान्य गुण क्या होते हैं? Acids turn blue litmus to red, base red litmus to blue. Acid on reaction with metal give hydrogen gas. जब acid metal से react करता है तो वो hydrogen gas देता है. Metal oxide on treated with acid forms salt and water. जब हम किसी metal oxide को acid के साथ react कराते हैं, for example cuprous oxide CuO, when react with hydrochloric acid, then it forms salt and water. तो salt और water बनाता है. The aqueous solution of all acid and bases are conductor of electricity. These are used as electrolyte. And the last one is all acid lost their properties on reaction with the bases and remain neutral. जब हम किसी एसिड को बेस से रिएक्ट कराते हैं तो वो अपनी सारी प्रॉपर्टीज एसिडिक प्रॉपर्टी खो देता है. That is why we know this type of reaction is neutralization reaction, and in this case we get salt and water. Okay, now what is the uses in our daily life? In our next video, अगले वीडियो में हम इसके यूजेस के बारे में आप लोगों से बात करेंगे, पढ़ेंगे. आप बहुत ध्यान से देखें, because 10th class is board class. All the best. Thank you.